We are ready to begin. Thank you very much. And it is my pleasure to introduce now Father Nuno Goncalves, Editor-in-Chief of La Civiltà Cattolica.
Thank you, Deborah. Good morning and welcome to Villa Malta and to La Civiltà Cattolica. And thank you for this new opportunity to host Georgetown University's Global Dialogues and its partners. Within Villa Malta, La Civiltà Cattolica and Georgetown's representative office in Rome are close, good neighbors. This proximity is an excellent opportunity for dialogue and collaboration. So thank you for your presence at Georgetown University and for the continued support of Professor Thomas Banchoff, Vice President for Global Engagement, and of Professor Deborah Tonelli, the representative in Rome. In the Catholic Church, we are at the beginning of a new pontificate, as you know. This means that we are in a time of transition in the life of the Church. At this time, it is right and just, as we say in the order of the Mass, to acknowledge with gratitude the legacy of Pope Francis and to look forward. This is exactly what we are seeing in Pope Leo XIV, gratitude and a desire to come together as a community that faces the future and its challenges with hope, faith, and joy. The global dialogue we are opening this morning brings together two aspects of Pope Francis' legacy: human fraternity and the role of literature. Let us not forget the encyclical Fratelli Tutti, nor the letter on the role of literature in formation. I am sure these two important documents will be remembered today and tomorrow in your talks and discussions. Please make yourself at home in Villa Malta. I wish you a very fruitful time here. Thank you so much.
All right, well, thank you, Father Nuno, for warmly welcoming us to beautiful Villa Malta. I want to begin by recognizing you and your team at La Civiltà Cattolica, and of course you, Deborah, for your invaluable support in making this gathering possible. In addition to serving as Vice President for Global Engagement at Georgetown, I'm Director of our Berkeley Center for Religion, Peace, and World Affairs, which is the lead organizer of the Georgetown Global Dialogues, GGD for short. Together with my co-convener, Pankaj Mishra, I'm really delighted to welcome all of you here as well as our global audience online. At the outset, I also want to recognize our partner in this gathering, the Vatican Dicastery for Culture and Education under the leadership of Cardinal Tolentino, and to thank Father Antonio Spadaro of the Society of Jesus, Undersecretary of the Dicastery and a longtime friend of Georgetown, for your generous support. I also want to recognize and thank Dean Safwan Masri, who heads Georgetown's campus in Doha, Qatar, another of our lead partners. The Georgetown Global Dialogues are a multi-year inclusive conversation about ways forward in a divided world, about creative ways to understand and move through what Pope Leo, like Pope Francis before him, refers to as our global polycrisis, a mixture of resurgent authoritarianism and war, widening economic and social inequality, and the challenges posed by climate change and the AI revolution. Inspired by Georgetown's former president, Jack DeGioia, who launched GGD in Washington with us in April of last year, we're trying to reframe conventional debates, to widen the conversation, to include voices from the global South. And at a time of rising nationalism to maintain global humanity as a frame of reference. Pope Francis's seminal 2020 encyclical Fratelli Tutti, translatable as Brothers and Sisters All, provides the inspiration for our overarching theme here in Rome, human fraternity in a divided world. At a time when the United States is retreating from global responsibility, Georgetown, as a Catholic and Jesuit institution, as an American institution, but an American institution with a global horizon, we are firmly committed to the pursuit of the global common good and to the open exchange of ideas in a spirit of mutual recognition and respect, what Pope Francis calls a culture of encounter. In order to advance a truly international conversation, it was Jack DeGioia's idea to gather together a diverse community of intellectuals, our GGD fellows, to reflect with us on the current global moment and ways forward together. I'm delighted that 5 of the fellows have joined us here in Rome: Mohsen Hamid, Ranjit Hoskote, Nesreen Malik, Hisham Matar, and Eche Tamil Quran. Thank you for all your support throughout the global dialogues, through your essays, webinars, and lively conversations at gatherings like this. I also want to recognize and thank all the other speakers gathered with us here in Rome, including many leading novelists and essayists. We're grateful for your time, your insights, and your fellowship. Pope Francis was a lover of literature and early in his career, a teacher of literature as well. He understood its power to remind us of our common humanity, while at the same time never obscuring their differences to be celebrated and respected. In the framing language for this conference, we highlight just one of his beautiful quotes on this theme, drawn from a letter to Catholic educators last year. Quote, "By opening up to the reader a broader view of the grandeur and misery of human experience," Francis wrote, "literature teaches us patience in trying to understand others, humility in approaching complex situations, meekness in our judgment of individuals, and sensitivity to our human condition," unquote. Through our conversations today and tomorrow, one extended conversation really, we'll be taking up this central idea, the connection between literature and human solidarity from many different points of view, by exploring some of the themes of Fratelli Tutti, fraternity, social friendship, and encounter, and diving into specific topics, including emotion in literature, the globalization of cultural production in an unequal world, maintaining intellectual community at a time of political fragmentation, and literature as a counter to the worship of technology and power, and as a reminder of our shared frailty as human beings. So we've got a lot to cover. The good news is we don't have to resolve all these issues over the next couple of days. As I mentioned, GGD is a multi-year conversation. We began in DC last April. We'll continue this November in Spain in partnership with the Center for Contemporary Culture in Barcelona under the leadership of Judith Carrera, who I'm delighted is with us here in Rome. Our gathering after that will be at our campus in Doha next March, hosted by Safwan, and we will move on from there. Pope Francis talked frequently about time being greater than space, about the importance of trying not to grasp complex realities all at once, but instead of initiating processes that can unfold over time, providing new insights through encounter and building trust and friendship. Pankaj and I believe that GGD is such a process, open-ended, and hopeful. And we want to thank you all for being part of it.